of the day, and today, well, it's a -9. Let's take a look. What on earth might that mean? Well, let's see what it could be. Well, this number shows the consumer confidence in the South African economy is running deeper into negative. The latest FNB-sponsored Consumer Confidence Index worsened to -9 in the second quarter for this year, which is from -5 in the previous months of the year. Consumer confidence has been in negative territory. And get this is for 3 years now. It's the longest pessimistic streak since the index was launched in 1982. FNB noted that although confidence levels are low and the willingness to spend remains weak, it did not wane further during the first half of the year. This suggests that the decline in new car sales and retail sales was attributed to consumers' ability to spend, which is related to their disposable income and access to credit. So all of these figures, sadly, yesterday was -8 and now -9. Not great news for us at all. Now, SABC's Devin Morgan has more on this particular story in this reading.
The wheels of the economy aren't turning. Businesses are not spending because consumers are not confident enough to open up their wallets. And the suppressed confidence levels have been in the negative for 3 years. Economist Jason Muscat says rising unemployment, higher taxes and muted credit extension have dampened the real purchasing power of consumers.
Some of the questions that we ask are, do you think that now is a good time to buy durable goods? And consumers are telling us that it's not. Then we ask, what do you think the outlook for your own personal finances are over the next 12 months? And that hasn't deteriorated too badly. But the next question that we ask is the perception around economic growth over the next 12 months. And consumers are very downbeat.
Consumers could really do with an interest rate cut from the Reserve Bank at the moment, but as the bank warned, a cut will be unlikely if inflation, or the rate at which prices grow, remains high. And if the rand continues to weaken against the dollar, as it's been doing this week, it will be bad news for inflation. So is there a way out of the doldrums?
Both consumers and businesses are reluctant to invest and spend, given that the dynamics within the economy are constantly changing. If we had greater policy stability, foreign investors would have more confidence in investing. The rand would be more stable, which would then feed through to lower inflation, and that would then give the Reserve Bank an opportunity to lower rates.
Muscat, who sees economic growth at 0.4% this year, says the abrupt cabinet reshuffle in March and the subsequent downgrades by ratings agencies have dashed hopes for any improving sentiment among consumers in the second quarter. This consumer confidence index is in its longest negative run since 1982. And since consumer spending makes up 60% of our country's GDP, economic growth is unlikely to gain traction until consumers are able to and find reason to spend. Devin Morgan, SABC News, Johannesburg.
All right.